Hey mama, how are you today? I'm Amy Titus of The Awakening Mama, where I help moms struggling with stress and overwhelm create a strong spiritual practice so that they can align with their highest selves, create more clarity and calm in their lives, and connect with their family from a place of heart-centered mindfulness. Today, I want to share 3 ways you can use your spiritual practice to relieve stress in the moment, like when you're in the midst of a stressful situation, what you can do right then and there to get centered, get grounded, and to just feel better. First though, because I realize I haven't done this yet, let's talk about what a spiritual practice is, okay? A spiritual practice is a routine fueled by intention to raise your vibrational set point for more clarity, more centeredness, and more mindfulness. And this can consist of many different modalities and tools, but fundamentally, it's a time that you set aside on a regular basis to connect with your highest self. And for our purposes, let's go ahead and talk about what your highest self is. And I'm going to go deeper into this in a future video, which I'm going to link here if you're from the future. But for now, your highest self is the energetic spiritual part of you that is most closely connected to you and your human experience here in this incarnation, okay? But it's also connected to Source, to God, infinite divine love, or whatever you choose to call it. Your highest self actually creates a bridge or channel that transports energy and communication back and forth. Your highest self is you with greater access to infinite intelligence and love. So when we connect here in 3D to our highest selves, we have access to all of that infinite intelligence and love. Isn't that freaking amazing? I know, I love it, I can't. Your highest self is you. Just remember that it's not outside of you, it's part of you. And when you receive information or communication from it and with it, it's going to feel like a clear knowing, free from judgment, fear, anxiety, or any other souped up emotion. And the more familiar you get with communicating with your highest self, the easier it is to distinguish between the voice of your mind or your ego and the voice of your highest self. Does that make sense? All right, good. So let's get into it. Here are 3 ways you can use your spiritual practice to relieve stress in the in the moment. Number 1, breath work. Because in the middle of a child's meltdown or your own meltdown, you probably won't have time to stop what you're doing and do a full-on meditation session or a mindfulness practice. Tuning into your breath with intention is an absolute wonderful way to center yourself. Simply take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, filling yourself to capacity, and then slowly release it until you are completely empty. And imagine the air coming in, swirling around, gathering up all the stress, and carrying it away on your out breath. And if you feel like you need more love and compassion, which, let's be honest, we can all always use more love and compassion in our lives for ourselves and others, breathe into your heart chakra, the area of your heart, and imagine bringing golden light into that center. On your out breath, imagine any stress, strain, pain, or fear being carried away from you. Try this whenever you're in the thick of it and add it to your spiritual practice toolbox. Mama, if you've made it this far in the video, will you do me the small favor of liking this video and subscribing if you have not already? This is a little something that you can do to help me out and make sure that this video reaches more mamas who are trying to build a spiritual practice to help them deal with stress and overwhelm. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back to it. The second way you can use your spiritual practice to relieve stress and overwhelm in the moment is to call your energy back to you and release any energy that is not yours. This is an absolute favorite of my mamas because most of us aren't even aware of how much energy and how much of other people's energy we have attached to us, draining us. Every time that we think of other people, we actually are giving them our energy and funneling their energy to us. So think of yourself as kind of having all these strings of energy connecting you to other people. Yeah, it's no wonder we're freaking tired, unfocused, and emotionally drained and depleted sometimes. Girl, this is an exercise I do multiple times a day because it's really fast and it's so effective. Sometimes I think we feel stressed out because we feel out of control, like we don't have a handle on ourselves, let alone the things going on around us. And this exercise actually helps us gain our sense of autonomy back. Simply say out loud to yourself, I discharge and disconnect all energy that is not mine from across all concepts of distance and time in totality back to whoever or whatever whatever it belongs to. Now, this is a mouthful, but I love saying it and that feels really good to me. But you can say whatever you want. I release all energy that doesn't belong to me is absolutely perfect. While you're doing this, go ahead and visualize yourself. Count down from 3, and on 3, see sparks or beams of light quickly leaving your body, like zoom, zoom, zoom. Then call your energy back to you and think about all of the mental, emotional energy that you have attached to other people through your thoughts. Go ahead and get that life force energy back. It's draining you. I like to say I call back all of my energy across all aspects of time and space in totality. Then I count down from 3 and I visualize myself again, and I see beautiful rays, beams, and orbs of light like coming back into my body from all directions. And honestly, I immediately feel more alert, more focused, and more whole, and so much less stress. So go ahead and try it. The more that you do this and do it with pure focused intention, the more powerfully you're gonna feel it. And just remember, our words and our intentions are our most powerful assets in creation. So call your energy back, mama. All right, number 3, surrender and release. And this one can be really difficult to achieve because it takes being mindful in the moment. And building mindfulness is really like building a muscle. It takes practice to become more aware in the moment, but it's totally achievable after just a little bit of practice. If you're interested in how to build this skill, I would definitely recommend checking out this video. I'm also gonna link it in the description below. Practicing releasing and surrendering is so powerful and relieving stress. And this is actually the perfect time of year to focus on this because fall is all about letting go of what no longer serves us so we can rest more fully. When we get super stressed and agitated, it can mean that we're trying to control things that we actually have no control over, which is everything other than ourselves. Our thoughts and our actions are the only things that we control. And when we feel the stress mounting, we can stop and ask ourselves, what am I trying to control here? What can I release and surrender here? And how can I step more fully into trusting that everything is going to work out? And then take note of what comes up. For me, this is usually when I want to get a specific thing done and time or my energy is running out for the day and my son isn't cooperating. Like, how dare you? How dare you be a baby and need things outside of my scheduled to-do list? And I'm going to share this with you. Becoming a mom again has really required that I surrender and drop any expectations I have about my day, especially as a stay-at-home mom and a work-from-home mom. Like, just forget it. So when this feeling and energy comes over me, I ask myself, how important is it that I get this done or get to this place on time or whatever? And the answer is usually it's not very important. So I have to examine my expectations of myself and the situation and move into acceptance of what is. And to get there though, like, I had to cultivate a really strong belief that everything is always working out for me and my greatest and highest good. This is a mantra that I have used for over a decade, and it allows me to trust the process and really pull myself back from the edge of stress. I think as mamas, we have this expectation that if we can't accomplish what we want or what we think needs to be done, then it says something negative about who we are as women, mothers, and people, and that is a lie and it's a false belief. And I also believe that society piles it on us, which also adds to the internal stress. We as mamas are superheroes just because we're mamas. Period. And a lot of us are naturally overachievers. I think that stepping into the role of mom makes us that. And somehow we beat ourselves up around not doing enough. And the truth is, we don't need to do anything outside of what we've already done to be phenomenal. So if nobody has told you this yet today, you've already done enough, girl. Like, everything else is just icing on the cake. And if it doesn't get done today, there is literally always tomorrow. Surrender and release expectations of what things are going to look like today, tomorrow, this week, this month, this year. And this can be such a beautiful way to reset and relieve stress. So mama, what do you think? Are these tools something that you could add to your spiritual toolbox to relieve stress? What is your experience with these if you've already tried them? And are any of these triggers triggering you or bringing up emotion for you? All right, beautiful. If this video was helpful for you, please like it and share it with another mama who also may find it useful. Also, consider joining the Awakening Mama Community Learning Space group to connect with other spiritual mamas for more resources, tools, and tips. And I'm going to put the link to that in the description below. Building a spiritual practice and growing in our spiritual journey is one of the most important things we can do as mamas to ensure we're grounded and heart-centered for ourselves and our family. And if you're ready to create a spiritual practice that aligns with you and who you were created to be, deepens your connection with your highest self, and fits into your already super busy life, then consider working with me one-on-one. And I'm going to link that in the description box below as well. So we're going to hop on a call and discuss what you need right now to grow spiritually and if I would be the correct fit to help you in that. I'm Amy Titus of The Awakening Mama, and I help moms struggling with stress and overwhelm create a strong spiritual practice so that they can align with their highest selves, achieve greater clarity and calm, and connect with their families from a place of heart-centered mindfulness. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!